Okay, here is a mathematical truth that's either going to genuinely excite you or, well, make you want to cry just a little bit. Today, we're dissecting how to turn a microscopic initial investment into an absolutely massive windfall, literally without lifting a finger after day one. Welcome to This Explainer. We're breaking down a concept that gets tossed around constantly, but honestly, it's rarely harnessed correctly. We're talking about the absolute most powerful force in personal finance. Let's start by thinking about a very specific number, $100,000. How do you actually get there? Well, it heavily depends on how old you are right now. Because if someone had put just $1,000 away for you the exact day you were born, and then never touched it, never added a single dime to it, by the time you hit age 65, that money could be worth over $100,000. I mean, just pause and think about that for a second. From one single $1,000 investment, no extra contributions, no brilliant stock picking, no winning the lottery, just time and a little thing called compound interest. Okay, let's dive into exactly how this math actually works. Section 1. What even is compound interest? The simple math behind the magic. So we hear this term everywhere, right? Your parents might have mentioned it, your teachers, your financially savvy friends. But to really grasp this without all the confusing jargon, we got to separate it from regular simple interest. Think of simple interest kind of like a flat hourly wage. Let's say you put $1,000 in an account that pays 10% per year. With simple interest, every single year you earn $100. Fast forward 10 years, you've got $2,000. That's your original grant plus 10 flat payments of $100. It's clean, straightforward math. But compound interest, it's entirely different. It's like an accelerating snowball. Same exact setup, $1,000 at 10% per year. But here is the secret sauce. The interest you earn also starts earning interest. In year one, you earn that same $100, bringing you to $1,100. But in year two, you're earning 10% on $1,100, not your original $1,000. So you earn $110. Now you've got $1,210. In year three, you earn 10% on that $1,210, which is $121. You see what's happening? Your pile gets bigger, so the interest gets bigger, which makes the pile bigger again. At first, the difference looks incredibly small, but let it run for 30 years. With simple interest, your $1,000 becomes $4,000. With compound interest from the exact same starting amount and rate, your $1,000 becomes over $17,000. You're earning interest on your interest. That is literally the entire game. Section 2. The real numbers. Let's make this personal. Now, looking at abstract thousands is one thing, but this is the part where people either get highly motivated or they completely check out. And I definitely do not want you checking out. If you've been waiting to take your finances seriously, let's just completely destroy the idea that you can just catch up later. We have two people here, Emma and Larry, both wanting to retire at age 65. Let's look at early Emma first. Emma starts investing at age 25. She puts just $200 a month into an index fund, averaging a historically reasonable 8% annual return. Then we have late Larry. Larry waits. He figures, he'll get around to it later when he's making more money. So he starts at age 35. To make up for lost time, Larry actually puts in more money per month, $300 compared to Emma's $200. He's putting in heavier cash, and he still has 30 full years to let it grow. He should be completely fine, right? Well, let's look at how the math actually plays out. Emma ends up with approximately $702,000. Larry ends up with approximately $408,000. Let that sink in for a minute. Larry put in more money every single month, and yet, because he started 10 years later, he ends up with nearly $300,000 less than Emma. Those 10 early years Emma had, they were worth almost $350,000. No way, right? But it's true. Because time is the ultimate multiplier. This isn't some financial magic trick. It's just pure mathematics. The formula for compound growth relies on your starting amount, your expected interest rate, and how often it compounds. But the exponent, the absolute most powerful variable in the entire equation, is time. The money you invest in your 20s is worth profoundly more than the money you invest in your 50s, simply because it has way more time to compound. This is exactly why they always say the best time to start was yesterday, and the second best time is today. Section 3. The Rule of 72. A mental shortcut you'll use forever. I absolutely love having a quick mental framework for these concepts, so you don't need a complex spreadsheet just to understand your own money. The Rule of 72 is a beautifully simple, highly practical tool for your daily life. Here's how it works. Step 1, take the number 72. Step 2, divide it by your expected interest rate. Step 3, that result tells you roughly how many years it will take for your money to entirely double. So sticking with our historically reasonable stock market example, if you're getting an 8% return, You just divide 72 by 8. The answer is 9. That means your invested money is going to double roughly every 9 years. Let's step through a timeline and actually visualize what those doublings feel like in reality. Let's say you manage to get $10,000 invested by the time you're 30. Just track how this leaps forward. By age 39, your 9 years are up and you've got $20,000. By age 48, it doubles again to $40,000. Age 57, it's $80,000. And by age 66, right around standard retirement time, you are sitting on $160,000. Again, from one single $10,000 investment. No extra contributions ever made. The earlier you start your timeline, the more of these doubling periods you get to experience. More time simply equals more doublings, which equals massively more money. But I've got to give you a quick, urgent warning here. This exact same mathematical force, it works in reverse. Compound interest is your best friend in savings, but it's your absolute worst enemy in debt. If you have a credit card charging you, say, a 24% interest rate, let's use our rule of 72 on that. 72 divided by 24 is 3. That means your debt is essentially doubling every 3 years. That is absolutely terrifying. Seeing that math clearly should be the ultimate motivation to pay off high-interest debt as aggressively as humanly possible. Section 4. How to actually put this to work. Actionable steps. Now, knowing the theory is fantastic, but having information without taking action is just, holding on to financial trivia. You have to start somewhere. Even if it's literally just $50 a month, investing it consistently will grow significantly over a 30 to 40-year period. There is no perfect amount. There's only started and not started. So where exactly do you put this money? Well, here is the exact actionable hierarchy you should follow if you're in the US. First up, look at your employer 401k, especially if they offer a match. Listen to me, that match is literally free money. It's an instant 50% to 100% return on your investment before compound interest even kicks in. Do not leave free money on the table. Second, once you've got that match, look at a Roth IRA. You put after-tax money in now and it grows entirely tax-free. When you pull out all that massive compound growth in retirement, the government doesn't take a single cut. Amazing, right? Finally, number 3 is a standard brokerage account with places like Fidelity, Vanguard, or Schwab. Look for low-cost index funds that track the broader market. Remember, the goal here isn't to pick risky, winning individual stocks. The goal is a boring, consistent contribution to a diversified fund. Honestly, it's about as exciting as watching paint dry, but that boring strategy beats almost every high-adrenaline stock picker out there. Boring is truly beautiful in investing. Section 5. The mindset shift. Saving as strategy. To wrap up this explainer, we've established that compound interest means your money earns money on itself. We've proven that time is the most powerful variable, that starting early beats starting big, and we've learned the rule of 72. But the real shift happens in how you view the act of saving itself. Saving isn't about deprivation or sacrificing your happiness today. It's a strategic calculation of your future value. When you truly understand compound interest, saving feels like an empowering strategy. Which leads us to one final question for you to chew on. What could your dollar become? Every single dollar you spend today isn't just a dollar. It is everything that dollar could have magically transformed into with compound growth over the next 30 years. Now, I don't say that to make you anxious about buying a cup of coffee. I say it to make you deeply intentional. If this explainer helped you see money a little differently, consider sharing it and, more importantly, use it. Even a small amount, starting today, is infinitely better than a large amount starting never. Make time your multiplier. Thanks for joining me, and keep learning.